Yes, our first image today is of the table. Perfect. Wonderful, as always. Why is our life the life of hot messes? Why do we live a life of insanity? We're going to eventually have a camera, honey, and it's going to be perfect, and I'm convinced of it. I'm absolutely convinced. All right, going live on TikTok, so it's gonna look weird. Here we go. All right. Whoop. Now you're selecting things, honey. You're select. It's always a hot mess. It's always a hot mess. It's never organized, and it's always just a show. It's a show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, folks. Welcome to the show. Jewel is on a tear. Oh, I think God made it in before you today, Jewel. Hey, curated. Hey, Beth, what's up? Oh, my goodness. All right, we're having technical difficulties. This is the story of my life. It is the same situation every day. I'm living the life of insanity. We're living the insane life.
Probably do better if we backed up.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe if we back up a little bit. There we go. That's better. Is that better? Okay, let's get that light bar on me. Perfect. Running behind. It's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all great. Tenacious is here. Little Pickles. What are you doing, Little Pickles? Oh, I think I forgot to plug my phone in earlier. Oh, my goodness. It's always a hot mess. It lives a life of hot mess. Hey, my lanyard's here today. I didn't lose it today. We're doing well, folks. I didn't lose the lanyard yet today. We're doing it. All right, let's look. On Instagram, it's on. Oh, it just looks insane. The day is young. Oh, that's from before. This is now. Instagram is behind. It's like right. It's like behind. Yes. Yeah. I noticed that. What is up? Thanks for the gift, you guys. I appreciate it. Bear with me. We're doing it, folks.
Good.
All right, we're doing this. I wish we could have this completely set up before we go live, but when we go live, it all changes, so it's so hard to get it like perfectly organized. All right, you guys, welcome. Happy Thursday, folks. What are we doing? Bearded is in the house. Bearded, I got a thing that was like, congratulations, you've consecutively been Bearded Thrifter's top fan. I'm like, oh, great. I'm an actual stalker. I have now gone into a whole new realm of activities on watching Bearded's videos. It's getting to the point where my algorithms just know so much that I like watching his videos that now it's just showing me the same videos over and over. I'm like, didn't I already see this video? How am I seeing this again for the fourth time this week? It's okay. Hello. Woot woot. What's going on, you guys? What are we doing today? I'm just getting my little book set up here. And y'all know I like to write my measurements down while I do this. Why do I do that? Because I'm all about efficiency. And I'm all about saving time, folks. Anytime as a reseller that you can do things in bulk and like be able to just sit down and hammer stuff out, I think if I could go back in time, and I've been asked this question, I think actually Southern asked me this one day, like if you could go back to when you were first reselling, what advice would you give yourself? And I think the top 3 things I came up with was number 1, stop spending an hour cleaning each pair of shoes, and stop trying to fix things on clothing because 1, it's not worth it financially. And 2, you're probably going to ruin the item while you're trying to fix it. So holler, high fives and hearts if anyone's had that happen or ever done that before. So number 1, stop spending so much stinking time on all that stuff. Number 2 would probably be what we were just talking about, like doing things in batches. So now when I sit down to do listing, and when I go to like photograph or whatever, I try to do things in batches. So like if let's say that I'm going to do like clothes for the day, and I'm going to do jeans, jackets, and shirts. Then what I'll do is take pictures of all my shirts and try to get like my shirts that are alike, like my Western shirts all at once. Then like t-shirts, then like whatever other little miscellaneous shirts I have. I do a lot of like Ralph Lauren polo because you all know I'm a Ralph Lauren polo seller. What's up, me and Surf? We are the polos. and then I'll do my pants, and then I'll do jackets, and then if I'm going to do shoes, same thing. I'll like do just shoes and then do just hard goods, because you save so much time doing that. And then number 3, I would say, if I could go back to the very beginning, I would have bought this stinking lanyard about 50,000 weeks earlier, because I look back to the number of times that I used my phone, took a picture, set it down, picked it up, put it down, picked it up, put it down, and did this repetitive movement all freaking day long. Get yourself one of these lanyards. They're over on the Smile Amazon store. You can go to the link in my bio if you want to get one. You can make one of your own or get any one that you choose. I like this one because I like the length of it. So
it's good to know 2 of those.
Anyways,
is what I told you day one.
You think you know some things?
I didn't know about the lanyard though.
You didn't know about the lanyard. That is true. Dude, honey, how many times did I lose my phone when I was first doing this? I would set it down somewhere and be like in tears. I can't find my phone again. Why do I lose my phone?
We found it near. That was the most ridiculous.
Ooh, that would be in the refrigerator, in between the tortillas, cheese, and also my keys were in the refrigerator. Welcome to living a life with A to the H to the H to the D. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you have a spicy neuro brain, then you know you set some stuff down in some weird places. Hey, I found it because I was going for a tortilla, though. Coastal, what is good? Thank you for the coffee, honey. Nancy and Deborah are here. Thanks for the follow, Nancy. I appreciate it. All right, we got some battery charge. Let's get this party started. So what are we photographing today? Clothes. We're doing clothes today. So we're going to start off with the pants, I think. I do have one backpack I want to get photographed and up. But we're going to start with the pants, and then we're going to do Western shirts, jackets, and then miscellaneous. I think that's the way to go. And I got to figure out how to get this thing off. All right, resellers, we got a security tag. This is the first time I've had this happen, and it is a new with tags shirt. So either someone 5-figure discounted it and then resold it at a garage sale, or they bought it at the store and it was accidentally left on there. I'm going to go with accidentally left on there because I want to believe in humanity. I also remember the lady I got this from, and she was like this really sweet, like 70-year-old woman. I mean, not the 70-year-old woman can't be ruthless. I mean, come on. But like, I'd like to think that she didn't take that. So if y'all know how to get this little sucker off without me needing to like buy a tool or something for it, let me know. Stay hungry, find things. Tina, let's see. Let's get a lanyard. Check. Do things in batches. Check. Don't sweat the small stuff. Check. Check for security tags. Check. Find tortillas. I left an earbud in the fridge before. God, we're living that life together. There's an ink pack in there. See, that's what I was thinking. There's got to be something. There's something in there, I'm sure. Something I don't want to mess with. I don't want it to ruin the shirt. So, man, I just don't want to have to buy like a security tag tool if I don't have to. There might be. I don't know. It sounds pretty hollow. Watch, it's going to explode. That would be kind of epic on live. It sounds hollow. I think it's just a regular old, like one of the ones you can get off like Smile Amazon or whatever, like little security tag ones. I don't think there's an ink pack in there, but I don't know. Videos on YouTube to get those off. Yeah, Abby, I did look that up earlier today. My patience level is about 24 seconds. So I was watching part of a video and then an ad came on and I was just like, oh, okay, well, I'm done. So I did see someone say use a magnet, but you have to have like a really strong magnet or something. Yeah, strong puffin. That's what I saw, but I don't think I have one. I think I've seen that kind at Macy's. Yeah, I don't know where they got it from, but all right, let's do this, guys. We got our book, we got our squares, we're ready to go. Like I said, I write everything down. This is one of my other little batch tricks. So I write down the SKU number of the bag that the item is going to go in. Then I write down the size, and then I write down the measurements. And then if there's anything I want to remember about that item when I go to list it, like spot, right-hand side, made in the USA, single stitch, extra buttons, like just little things that I like to put in the listings because I think they help to either tell someone that there's, a little flaw or something, or it can also be like the selling point, like if it's made in the USA. On my dress shirts, I always include, like, if there's extra buttons, I'll write extra buttons in my descriptions, because it's weird, but people seem to really like that one. I notice that my dress shirts and my Western shirts that I have that on that have the extra buttons have sold better than the ones that didn't, because it's something I used to not do. And I started doing it a couple months ago, and I think it's been working well. Marie is here. What's up, Marie? Kelly Jean, welcome in. I'm happy to see you guys. How are we today? I hope you're all doing well. Oh, Carmen's here. Hey, Carmen, over on the Tubies, it's Ubies. I use 2 forks to take the security tag off. There's no ink in there. Okay, cool. So if you just take, what's that? How is the weather? Oh, what? Carmen? I don't get it. Oh, how is the weather in Carmen, San Diego? Oh my gosh, we're so cheesy. So that's what I was thinking too. If you put a fork under here, this was my initial thought. I was just worried about if there was an ink, but I don't think there is in here. In fact, there's even like a hole you can see through. So I don't even know where they'd have that. Like, it's a really nice shirt. So I'm a little nervous to risky for the biscuit, but Carmen says that she doesn't think that there's any in there. So I'm down for that. All right. Hi, Marie. I'm happy to see you. All right, let's do this, guys. So we're going to start. The first thing I have here is a little backpack. Now, normally I would do all my hard goods at once, except for this is so big, I decided to not do it on the table. I think it's going to look better on my rack. Now, I like to, hey, babe, do me a Flavor Flav. Where's my packing paper? What? Okay. I want to know which one of y'all keep coming in this room and taking my reselling supplies. That's what I want to know. I think it's the naughty puppies on the stream coming in here, honey, and I think they're taking my resale supplies. It can't be that I'm misplacing things, you know. It couldn't be anything like that. That'd be crazy. Carmen says, it's more like, where in the world is Carmen, San Diego? I know, but I had to ask about the weather. So Justin said to do it to make it clever. Oh, are you shaking your head at me? I just need a little paper to stuff this backpack to make her look all pretty and delicious. She needs to look pretty and delicious. So this is a little Vera Bradley backpack. Now, my Vera Bradley rule. Let's lay down the Vera Bradley law. I don't pick up Vera Bradley unless there's 2 caveats. Number 1, it's a retired print and it's old and it's cheap. The Vera Bradley stuff sold better like around 1.5 to 2 years ago when cottagecore, flowercore, and heritage style first started coming out. They sold really well. And then everybody's kind of got them, or they've kind of gotten over them a little bit, or just the market got saturated with them. It seems like every garage sale I'm going to now, there's like a Vera Bradley at almost every single one. When I start seeing stuff at a garage sale repetitively over and over, it's like last summer I started seeing Funkos and Squishmallows at every garage sale I went to. When I start seeing that, it starts to tell me that the trend is kind of going on a downward climb. No shade against Squishmallows, no shade on the Funkos. I'm just saying it just usually means that the market's getting slightly saturated. That's perfect. Thank you for giving your wife a present. Thanks, babe. That was the greatest present you've ever gotten me. Beautiful. Thank you. I love it. It comes in the form of paper to make us money. Paper for paper. So number 1 is it's got to be retired. It's got to be old. The only other rule or caveat is if it's something that's like weird or rare. Like, I've been to 4,000 garage sales and I have never seen a Vera Bradley backpack before. So I see that, I'm going to pick it up. So I picked this up for $4 at a sale. My guess is it's probably like a $45 or $50 backpack, somewhere right in there. So totally worth it. Abby says to look in the fridge for the paper. That was funny. I see what you did there. Tenacious says, it wasn't me. Hey, Tenacious, I saw you creeping in the room looking for paper. It wasn't me. She was looking for reselling supplies. It wasn't me. I blame Jack. Jack, it's your fault. No, he's way too handsome. Where is he? He's supposed to be in here hanging out with me today. He's being a bum and sleeping in bed. Do you pick up Vera clothes? I've never even seen a Vera Bradley piece of clothing. So I didn't even know Vera Bradley made clothes. So that'll tell you my extent of knowledge on that one. That vintage store, what's going on? Today's just, I had to sing you a little song today. Robin Caldelario and Keith Babor. What's up? Auntie, you changed your picture. I got 2 Vera Bradley Disney print crossbodies last week at thrift store. See, that's something unusual. I've never seen a Vera Bradley Disney collab. Make sure too, when you list that you put collab. So whenever I have 2 brands that are big, well-named brands, I will use the word collab. You don't need to do collaboration, just collab in your, you can put it in your title if you want, but definitely down in the description. Hey there. All right, Jay Licious is here and Rebecca. All right, let's get pictures of our backpack. So first thing we're gonna do is check to make sure the brightness on our phone is up, check. Next thing we're gonna do is make sure our phone is in square mode, check. Number 3, we're gonna take our opening photo. I'm gonna change the exposure a little bit because it was looking a little dark, and we're going to get a picture of that, and then we're going to take a look and see how it looks. Not bad, not bad. I don't know if I like it with the straps though. I think I may just pop those up just so I can get a little bit closer in on that. I want to get a little closer, I think. I don't want to be so far away. I want my item to stick out. There we go. That looks better. I like that better. She's a pretty bird. I have a VB vintage denim skirt listed. Old Soul Picker. See, I didn't even know that they made clothes like that. So I have no idea about that one. You guys know I don't do a lot of women's clothing. So yes, it's me and hubby from a few years ago. Oh, auntie. My heart is for you today. Penny, Bailey Thrifts is here. Nene, what you doing, Nene? What you doing, Nene? All right, let's get some more pictures of this one here. So you got front picture. We're going to do back photo. And then we will do side. And then we will do the front here. We're just going to sneak up in here and get a little picture of the side. I know this is like such a strange way to be taking photos of this, but it'll just give me the best lighting up in here because I've got lighting that runs up in here, and then I've got Reynolds foil in here, so it gives it like a really nice like glow to everything, just brightens everything up. All right, and then we'll do pictures of the inside of it, and oh, actually we want to get a measurement of it first. Let's do our measurements. We gotta do our measurements. If we don't do our measurements, someone may not know what size it is. So we gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta do our measurements. We've got measurements we've gotta do. Gotta get that Vera Bradley name, because that Vera Bradley name is what will sell this. Ooh, I got a song in my heart today, folks. I got a song in my heart today, and I'm singing it for you. Rusty Hippie. That name. Rusty Hippie. That makes me laugh. That's like my new favorite one. Penny 2020, what is up? Thanks for the follow, Rusty Hippie. Ah. Oh my goodness. That's like a hippie from Washington State, right? Because it's always rainy there. Or Oregon. I know these things because that's where I grew up. All right, so we're going to get a picture of the inside here. We're going to show all of its fun little things. And I'm guessing this is probably pretty modern. So I may even be able to find the specs online for this. So I can just kind of do a little copy paste for the actual title. Oh yeah, it's made in some weird country I've never heard of, and it's got a UPC. So I mean, it's obviously new. I can tell just by the feel of it too. It's not older. Show me the money. Show me the QR code. Show me the money. All right, perfect. All right, looks good. Oh, we got to get a picture of the bottom too. One more photo. Wonderful. And in the words of the Muppets, moving right along. What's up, Danny? How are we today? Ooh, this has got a cool, like, ooh, we got to get a picture of that too. It's got like a cool secret back pocket. Ooh, that's the pocket that you put all the stuff you don't want your mom and dad to know that you have back there, right? I was a teenager once, like 400 years ago. Gosh, it feels like a million years ago. Oh my goodness. I don't know about you, but there is not really any amount of money you could ever pay me to be a teenager again. Unless I could go back with the knowledge I have now, because it would be a very different life. Blended Oasis is here. Amy Conley, how are we? All right, let's get started with some pants. So our first pair of pants, this is a really interesting brand. I've got a couple of these today. I had never heard of this brand before. I picked these up for like $4 at a garage sale. It's called Mercari. But what's really interesting about this is actual like animal, it's like crocodile, or it is some sort of animal skin back here. So very, very interesting pair of pants. And I'm guessing they've got to be worth like, what is that on there? It's like the original plastic. There must have been plastic covering it. My guess is these have got to be like $60 pants or something. I mean, maybe not used, but new. It's got to be more. They got to be more than that. No, these have to be like 150 or 200 pair of pants new, with the crocodile on there. Like, I'm curious to see what I'll be able to sell them for. Armadillo. I don't know what it is. Hopefully, the old Googly machine will tell me, because I'm not sure what kind of if it's crocodile or I don't know what it is. They're really cool pants though. Super, super cool pants. All right, let's get these measured. So when I'm doing pants measurements, we want to make sure there's a couple key places that are really important that you get. So obviously you want to get the waist, because jeans shrink up so much. And then while I'm doing this, and then you want to get the hips. While I'm doing this, I'm also making sure that I'm really featuring any of these cool spots on the pants. So whenever you're doing pictures of clothing, if it has like a logo or there's something unique about it, the more of that you can get in pictures, the more it'll encourage someone to purchase the item. It's a thing in marketing and sales. It's called exposures. And if you've ever been on here before, you've heard me talk about it before. But it works really well because our brains tend to buy things because we get exposed to it so many times. The average person needs anywhere between 5 to 21 exposures to purchase something. And so if I can feature that animal skin at least a couple times within the photos, that just increases the number of exposures. All right, there's that. All right, and then we're going to do the ankle. Okay, and then we're going to flip her around and get the back. Now, if these were button flies, I would also take a picture of the button fly, but they're not. I think most people assume that pants are just zip unless you show that they're button fly. Then I'm definitely going to feature this back pocket and the brand here. And when I get done with this, I'm going to show you guys all my photos so you can kind of see what has worked best for me. Now, if you do yours different, that's totally okay. There is no wrong or right way to do this. All I can do is just show you the things I have learned that have helped me to sell a lot of clothing. So, all right, let's see if there's any other tags in here that tell me anything. Oh, here's an interesting one. All right, see if this tells us anything. No, it just has the size. They don't look date stamped or anything like that either. The size was on that other one, wasn't it? Let's take a look here. Yeah. All right, I don't see anything else. So, okay. So let me show you guys what I like to do for photos. So my opening picture is always going to be the actual pair of pants. When you do these two, it's important that you make sure things aren't getting cut off. You can, if it's in square mode, you can push the limits and make the very bottom as close as you want. Just try to make sure it's not actually like, completely cut off, because then the search engines have a hard time seeing it. And then up here on the waist area, you can see how I'm showing that animal skin in there. And then same thing on the hips. I'm just reinforcing that that's what it has. Then I'm going to do my rise. Once again, I'm making sure that those cool spots are in those pictures. And then inseam. Ooh, guys, I think I need my inhaler. Give me just a second. Sorry. And then ankle. Hey, Justin, can you grab me my inhaler? I feel like I need it. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I just all of a sudden like I need my inhaler.
Can you fill me in?
Yeah, either the top drawer in the bathroom or bedside table or top drawer of the white chest. Ooh, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, maybe crocodile. Hey, Denise, what's up, Sunset? Every picture is another chance to sell. Ooh, Licious, I like the way you put that. My jeans shrink, but it has nothing to do with the material. Dude, tell me about it. If I could keep my fingers off chicken sandwiches. I know I was going to make myself a salad for lunch, and I wound up making myself a breakfast burrito. So, I know, I don't know, man. I every day I say I'm going to have a nice, healthy smoothie, and it seems to not be happening. GK, what is up? Renee, good to see you. Okay, so after we do all of those pictures in the back, then this is the pocket feature picture. And I like to do these because people like to see, especially if it's like thick stitch. These have the animal stuff. It's got the leather back patch. And then, of course, you want to get your tags. So inside, I'll get as many tag pictures as I can. Now, if you're on Depop, you only get 8 photos. But on the other apps, you get way more. So if I want Depop, I would feature the front and back, non-negotiables, size tag, non-negotiable. Then I do the waist and the inseam. Then after that would be like rise, hips, ankle, kind of those things at the end. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
This is the one by your bed.
Yeah, this is the one I like the most. Give me just a second, guys.
You got that hammer.
Whew. That is a life-changing moment. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Ben and Jerry's here. Dude, tell me about it. I just finished off my Talatino coffee ice cream. Good gravy. Mary B. Okay, yay, I can breathe again. That's exciting. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to grab one of our inventory bags here. We're going to stick this in, and then I'm going to go ahead and write the measurements down in here. Yeah, thanks, Licious. You never know when things are going to happen. I mean, we're all human, right? That's the way it goes. Okay, so putting those in there, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in my little book here, and I'm going to write down what these were. So these are the Vacaros. I think I'm saying that right. I hope I'm saying that right. They started out as 36.32, and then let's take a look and see what they are now. They are a 30. Yeah, I'd say that's even bigger than 36. I think that's like a 36 to a 38 on the waist. Maybe they stretched a little bit because a person wore them. And then our hips are going to be a 44. Ooh, so these are going to be, when you start seeing like above like 42 in the hips, you can also call it like loose through the thigh or baggy or loose. And that'll help you to sell towards streetwear and street styles. And then we've got our rise is 10. And then we've got an inseam of 32. And then we've got an ankle of 8. So yeah, it's really interesting. Or Vacari. Vaccari. Had anybody else ever heard of this brand before? I hadn't. They obviously are a higher end brand, and they do like Western shirts and kind of like Western wear. I have an Oilers Magic Johnson t-shirt. I have no idea how to price it. Susan, is there any others online anywhere that you can find and kind of get like an idea what people are asking for them? Also depends on what the brand is on your Oilers Magic Johnson shirt. If you send me an image over, because you can't do it on TT, but if you send me a picture image over on Depop or over on Instagram, then I could take a look at it and give you some opinions. Just get me a picture of the front of the shirt and then give me a picture of the size tag. No, but I cheated and be happy with it. Right on. Circa 96, I believe. Can't find one like it. Interesting. I sure will. Yeah. Send me an image. I'll just see what I see. Jess, what's up? Karina, what is going on? All right. So we got those. And then here's another pair of those same pants, except for these had tags. Oh, these did have the MSRP, I believe. Oh, yeah. They are bangers. That's right. I forgot how much that was. So the MSRP on these was $199. So holy smokes. So authentic American alligator. So this one is alligator. So that other one I think might be crocodile actually, because the little squares were closer together. So all right, so we're putting these up. And this is going to be something you're going to be able to refer to online as dead stock. So dead stock is any item that the clothing brand company no longer produces. So let's say you got a Nike shirt from 2018, but it's got tags on it, and Nike no longer makes them and no longer sells them on their website. That is dead stock. It doesn't have to be vintage. I always like to clarify that, because a lot of people think that it has to be vintage or like Y2K in order to classify and be called dead stock, but it doesn't. If the company no longer makes it, it is. How do you spell those jeans? It's VACCARI. Nurse, what is good? I was hoping I would run into at a garage sale. Into me at a garage sale? Woo, you got to catch me. I'm fast. 3 minutes in and out. Magic Johnson didn't play for the Oilers. No, Magic Johnson did not play for the Oilers. Did you say Magic Johnson? What did you say? Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe she's meant Orlando. She probably meant Orlando Magic is my guess. Yeah. Andy, what's good? Okay, all right. We're continuing on. Let's get a picture of the front of these. We should probably make them look even, though. Let's not have them look like they're the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And with this kind of stuff, too, don't forget to mess with your exposures. So whenever you're photographing anything that's dark wash, your exposure is usually going to be anywhere between like 0 to -3. If you go above 0 and you try to do like a 0.3, it'll usually make the blue look like way too bright blue. So don't be scared. Don't be scared to mess with your exposures a little bit to get what to get the look of what the actual pants are. Everyone's is going to be different because, of course, we all have different lighting. But I have found that that's usually the best for me is like -3 or even 0. Like right now it's on 0 and they're starting to look too light. So sometimes when you get close up, you'll have to kind of redo it too. These are definitely going to be a loose through the thigh as well. All right, and then we're going to do our rise. Oh, rise trick too. I see this on people's listings online. They forget to pop the center, and the person that's looking at the photos can't see what the rise is. So if you just take your fingers and go in and pop that open so that your table or your floor or your backdrop or whatever can be seen, it'll be a lot easier for people to see that in the photo. So make sure you're popping that area open a little bit. Okay, I'm going to get the inseam, and then we're going to get our ankle, and then we will flip it real good. Oh, I want to get a picture of this and feature that too. I mean, hello. Yeah, and I know for a fact that I am not going to sell these for $199. So just someone seeing that. Also, anything that you have right now that has tags on it, in your descriptions or in the theme, actually rewind, in your description and in the item specifics, you should be putting in the theme area for your item specifics on eBay. You should be writing Christmas, gift, holiday. If it's a men's thing, I write hubby and husband, because women will be online and be like, gift for my husband for Christmas, pants. And so if you've got those things in there, it's going to pop, your listing is going to be one of the ones that pops up. So make sure that you're putting that in there. If you want, you don't have to. These are all just suggestions. All right, and then we're going to make sure we get another picture here of this back area, just reinforcing how awesome these are. What a cool pair of pants. Holy smokes. So, and I picked these up for $4 at a garage sale too. Actually, it was really cute. The lady I got them from, she was like, I was like, hey, I was just looking at these pants, how much are you asking for it? She's like, oh, well, those are brand new and they were really expensive. And I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, no worries. I was like, whoa, $199, that is expensive. She's like, yeah, they're really expensive pants. She's like, boy, I'd have to get, and I'm thinking she's going to say like $20 or something, $40 or something. She's like, I'm going to have to get like 5 for them. And I was like, oh. So, of course, I did my thing at the end, which was like, hey, if I get all this stuff together, would you be willing to give me a bundle deal? And of course she said yes. So I wound up getting about $1 off everything. So I wound up getting these for about $4. So not bad at all. I cannot find the YouTube of your hubby making your photo setup. It should still be over there. Yeah, it should be on YouTube. Golden. I'll take a look right now and make sure that something different didn't happen. I was confused when I saw the Magic Johnson. I didn't even catch that. That's funny. I didn't even catch that. Thanks for the follow too. Yep, I have 2 pairs listed for $69. They've been listed since March. Oh, Andy, is that true on these ones? So Andy, I don't know if you've watched me before. You maybe not. I don't remember seeing your name before, but one of the things that I do that works really, really well for me is I am really big on keywords. So down in the descriptions of all of my listings at the very, very bottom, I put in like mega keywords. So for these ones, it's going to be like Western style, ranch, Santa Fe, cowboy, gift, Christmas, holiday, hubby, husband. Then it's going to be rare, retro, throwback, designer. I'll probably even put like streetwear, street style, farm, Southwestern. So I put like tons and tons of keywords in because the search engines are constantly looking for those, because a normal person looking for something online is going to write something down like Western cowboy pants, designer, expensive, nice. They're just going to start typing random words in, and the search engine can find those if they're in your item specifics title or your description. If you can get some of those things in all 3, your chances of it popping up and being higher up on the list. Now, you may already know that. I don't know. I just know for me, it has really helped. And whenever I hear of someone that's struggling, like I sell tons of Miss Me's. I can't even keep Miss Me's in my store. And other people are like, I don't understand why these won't sell for me. And I'm like, do the keywords. I promise. Make sure your pictures are good. Make sure your price is good. And if those 2 things are good, then if you can get those keywords in there, it really does make a really huge, huge difference. Thanks so much, Vintage. Yep. Yeah, Andy, I don't know. We'll find out what happens with these pants. I mean, we'll see. I can look again. No need to bother. Oh, okay, Golden. Yeah. Oh, and yes, please do. Please look. Where are you putting these? I just joined. Hey, Holly, welcome in. So in your description on eBay, after you put your title and you put your measurements and you got all your stuff in there and everything's down in the description area, at the very, 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 very bottom is where I put keywords. So if you go to any of my if you just pop into eBay and look at any of my listings, I'm just NiceComps over there. If you look, you'll see where I put them, and that's the best place to put them, right? I have alligator, Western cowboy, and rodeo in my listing. I would go even further, Andy, and put in like designer. City is also a really huge one right now for Western wear, because you've got so many pop culture people that are really honing into Western. Everyone from Zomboy to Beyonce to Post Malone. You've got a lot of people and so many different genres that are blending into Western wear right now, because it's just so big and huge and hot. And it's kind of like one of the number one aesthetics right now. And so if you can get city in there, because I have been selling more, I have sold more of my Western wear lately to like Miami, California, and New York than I have even in Texas. So I would suggest just trying to get a few more in there. And then of course, delisting and relisting it once you get that new stuff in. That may help a little bit. So yeah, good. I hope that helps, Holly. What do you actually use to get your Miss Me's? I have a ton to sell. I haven't had any luck. So for Miss Me's, it is everything from boho, boot cut, flared, Western style, ranch, rodeo, biker, hardcore, edgy, alternative, concert, throwback, Y2K nostalgia. I think those are just a few of the things I can think off the top of my head. Bling, glam. I think those are the ones. Brats. If you look in I don't even know if I have any Miss Me's in there right now. I literally can't keep them in my store. So I may have some in there, Golden, and you'll be able to see it. Thrift and flip. What is good? I have a pair of jeans with Miss Me stamped tag. I listed them as no name, all tags cut off. Ooh, that's interesting. That might be a tough one. You're gonna be banking on aesthetic then on that one. What do you usually get for your Miss Me's? What do you usually get? Oh man, it is all over the board. It depends on the size, the cut, what kind of bling is it? Is it pyramid studded? Is it gem studded? Is it jewel studded? Is it metal studded? How flare cut are they? Is it low rise? Do they have whiskering? What is the cut? How dark are they? Is it an early Miss Me? Is it a more current Miss Me? So I would say anywhere from like $18 to like $43. It just completely depends on the pair. But your basic amount, I would say right now, Miss Me's for me, your average basic pair that are pretty nice, probably are going to go anywhere between like 24 and 35. 32, 24, 24 and 30, 24 to 32. What is up, thrift? Okay, let's get these put in here and let's get our measurements, and then we're going to move along. We got one more pair of jeans, and then we're going to move into some Western wear shirts. Speaking of Western, I have a ton of those Rock Revivals in my closet and a bunch I've bought to resell. Yeah, and Rock Revivals are good too. You just have to, there's so many other people that are reselling those online that you have to stick out. You have to make sure your pictures, of course, are light, bright, and out of sight. Make sure your measurements are in the photos and in the description. And then really it's going to come down to keywords. Think to yourself when you're looking at these things, if you're having a hard time coming up with like aesthetic names, just think to yourself, like looking at the pair of pants and ask yourself the question, who is wearing these? What girl is wearing this pair of Miss Me's? What does she look like? What kind of music is she into? What part of the country does she live in? What's her jam? What's her jelly? And then describe that human. What are they into? Are they a biker? Are they a motocross girl? Are they into like MMA or Affliction? Or is it more like a Western wear, a city, a ranch girl? Like, are they more Yellowstone or are they more Sons of Anarchy? And for me, all of those genres are meshing right now together so much with Western. I mean, I'm seeing people mix like, because your denim on denim and double denim is such a huge trend this summer or this winter and fall, that you've got people mixing like Western jeans with like a Hamptons nautical preppy shirt mixed with a large brim hat mixed with a Doc Marten. You just have like indie boho Western preppy grunge kind of all merging together. So there's nothing wrong with popping other aesthetics down in there, knowing that someone that's looking for this item could possibly be looking for this because we're in such a merge time fashion wise. What is your average turnaround time on a listing? Ryan, it's all over the place. It depends on the item. I mean, I listed those rare moon boots. They sold in 20 hours. I've got a shirt we shipped out all together the other day that's been listed for like a year. So it's all over the board, and it just depends on the item for sure. What keywords would you use for someone looking for jeans that will fit inside their boots? So those are going to be more skinny jeans, and that's going to be more indie. That's going to be more emo. That's going to be more Y2K nostalgia. That's going to be, post Y2K nostalgia, because that's going to be like your like 2013. Remember like 2013 when women were wearing like the tight skinny jeans, or like the LuLaRoe leggings with like the tall boots to the knee and a baggy sweater. That's that kind of aesthetic. So it's not technically Y2K. It's kind of in that post Y2K. So definitely indie. Definitely, if they're a dark print, definitely emo, for sure. Where do you sell? Angie, I do eBay, Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, little bit of Grailed. Disregard, thought you might not have seen it. Oh, no worries. Yeah, you're welcome, Licious. Okay, let's keep going here. All right, next we've got, you guys know it wouldn't be me without doing a pair of Levi's. I sell more Levi's than anything. Like, I am a Levi's girl. I love Levi's myself. I love selling Levi's. They sell really well for me. You know, you got to date stamp them, so you got to know how to read the date. And you got to get your keywords in there. But these are great. These are a little pair of kind of basic 501s. Judging by the jean, I'm thinking these are like a 2016, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see when we're done. Let me listen. Yeah, a little bit of base, not much. Yeah, probably like a 2016. Anyways, these are great in this size too. This is a 38-30. Now, what's nice about this, now typically when you're looking at jeans, the best sizes to sell is when the waist is smaller and the length is longer. So if I can find like a 34-36 or a 36-36, I'm happy. However, once you start getting in these 38s and 40s, you get into a whole unique aesthetic, because these right here are not only like a dad core classic pant, but they also are merging into street style. And then because you've got so many young kids that are going for the super oversized baggy look, this is going to be something that like a 14-year-old girl or a 13-year-old girl wants, that's looking to wear like the dad core looking pants. Because with girls right now, what they're doing is they're wearing their jeans like super, super big, and then they're cinching the waist up so that they almost look like a pair of Junkos or something. So they look like really super large and huge. And then they're wearing like a double pop polo Ralph Lauren collar. They're wearing that layered look, which is just starting to kind of come in right now. It was very, very popular in the early 90s, and it's definitely making a comeback now, where you've got like the double layer polo shirts. Think of a guy named Chad from like a 1980s or 1990s John Hughes movie. So that look with the cinched up waist. So I've been pretty excited about finding anything that's like the 38-30s, because the girl is going to still be short, but she wants that big look. So that's just a little something to think about, and something to put down in your descriptions too. Loose, baggy, loose through the sides, retro, throwback, 90s throwback, 90s nostalgia. Those are all good keywords for that. Do you have a favorite? I'm only doing Mercari and Poshmark. So Depop's probably my favorite, just because I sell a lot of Y2K and vintage. So I sell a lot of stuff over there. However, eBay and Poshmark have been popping off way more over the last couple weeks than Depop has, interestingly enough. Any news on your PDF file? Yes, Nora, I'm working on it. I'm on page 4. So I actually have that on my schedule to work on a little bit today. Where do you suggest the keywords be listed? Very, very, very bottom of your listing. So Ryan, if you go to any of my listings over on eBay, just find me, one word, NiceComps, look at my listings and go to the very, very bottom of the description, and you'll see it. I've got about 13K in clothing sales this year on eBay thus far. My first year. Paranormal Fear Chasers. Nux. That's amazing. That's fantastic. I mean, you blew my first year out of the water for sure. I think I did my first full year of doing this. I was doing part-time. I mean, I think on eBay, it was probably only like a couple $1,000. So that's amazing. That's incredible. CW, thanks for the follow. Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations. That's amazing. Okay. All right. Let's get a picture of these dad core jeans we've got here. Now, this color spectrum or color scheme, this is also called stonewash. So a lot of companies are doing like this throwback nostalgia thing right now. You see Levi's coming out with silver tabs. You see it all over the place. Like Nike. Nike's doing this crazy like throwback thing right now. They've been doing it since 2018. They're hitting it hard right now, where they're taking all the old Jumpman styles, all the old Nike Air styles in the clothing, and they're just redoing it again and making it new, but it's an old style, but it's in new, like not as good fabric. And stonewash is one of the things I am seeing that's definitely trending, and I think it's because of the nostalgia of this, because that stonewash color was so crazy popular back in the 90s, and then of course we're just kind of back to the 90s right now for sure, which is exciting for me. The 90s is a great era for clothing. It's probably one of my favorites, actually. 90s and Y2K are my jam, so I'm happy with what's popular right now. So I'm just going in here. We're going to pop that and get that inseam. Perfect. And then let's get, or the rise, and then let's get our inseam here. And then I also like to do the ankle, especially because we're in an era where anything that's flared or boot cut is super popular. So I want to let people know what that bottom is. If this was like 5 years ago or 6 years ago and the skinny jeans were still popular, I'd want to do the same thing with the ankles, because people want to see what that's going to be like. And I think these feel like, yep, they do. I was like, these are 501 button flies for sure. Now, you'll also be able to tell if your button flies are older or newer by the size of the button fly. So all of the modern button flies on Levi's, the buttons are way smaller. The old Levi's button flies are about the same size as the opening button. So if you see that, and let's say the tag's gone inside and the tag back here is all worn and you can't really tell what era it's from, and you're trying to kind of date stamp them, I see this on eBay all the time where people have date stamped their Levi's because they see the button fly and they automatically think that that means vintage, and that isn't true. They still make button flies. They're just smaller. So if you look at your button flies inside and they're considerably smaller than your opening top button, you'll just know that it is not a vintage pair. So let's see. I was thinking these are like a 2016, but I don't know. Let's find out. All right. These are we're going to have to get old eyes, guys. That tag's a little bit faded. Let's see. These are a 2017. 2017. Perfect. Now, if you don't know how to date stamp Levi's, does anybody in here need to know how to tell what the date is on a pair of Levi's? Because I don't want to bore you guys if everybody in here already knows. But if anyone needs to know, just let me know. Like me, raise a hand, do an emoji, do something. So I know you want to see it. Same thing if you're watching this over on IG, FB, or YT, let me know. Do we have anybody? Okay. All right. We do. Okay. Yeah. I just didn't know because sometimes the group that's in here already knows, sometimes they don't. All right. So 2 things. 2 eras of Levi's. Older vintage Levi's, Y2K, actual Y2K, modern. Modern is like going to be like 2015 and on. You're going to see 2 different things. All of your modern tags are going to have these long silky tags. There's usually 3 of them. The top one is going to tell you what it's made of, and it usually has the size on it. The second one's going to have washing information and a bunch of stuff that you probably can't read. And then the third one's going to have more information on it, factory codes and a bunch of other stuff. But what we're looking for on the silk tags is we're looking for the letters CW. So write this down, CW. You're looking for a CW. And that CW is going to be your starting point for knowing where to look for the date on these. So on these, ours says CW, and then it says 3817. Well, the first 2 numbers tell you the week of the year that they were made. The second 2 numbers tell you the year that they were made. So the first 2 numbers say 38, which tells us that these were made the 38th week, and then the last 2 numbers are 17. So the 38th week of 2017. So that is how you date stamp Levi's. First 2 dates, week, or first 2 numbers, week, second 2 numbers, year. Now, if you have a pair of Levi's that just has the 1 tag and it's got like the old bat wings, it may be paper. If it's paper, it's definitely vintage and from the 90s. If it's material, it could be a Y2K. Those will usually have like big fat writing on them. You're going to flip them over and you're not going to see a CW. So you're going to be like, oh no, where do I look? So what you're going to do is you're going to look on the back of your front. It's called either a front or an opening button. I've seen it called different things, different places. But if you look at the front of your very top button here, it's going to have a number on the back of it. You're going to take that number and you're going to flip over the back of the tag and you're going to look for that number. Then you're going to see 4 numbers after that number. So let's say our button code was 569. And then after it, we saw 0205. The first 2 numbers on any of these tags that are not silky, right? So this is the non-silky ones. These are the ones that don't have the 3. The first 2 numbers are going to be the month, not the week. On these ones, it's week. They changed this. It's going to be the month, and the second 2 numbers are going to be the year. So if it was 0205, it would be February of 2005. So to sum it up, silky, CW, 4 numbers, first 2 are the week, second 2 are the year. The 1 tag, which is going to be older, look for the button code, and then the 4 numbers, first 2 are the month, second 2 are the year. So I hope that Ryan, all years are good at selling. It just really depends on, is your price right? Are your pictures good? Did you call them the right thing? And then most importantly, the keywords. Does anybody not understand that? I didn't know about the button. Yeah. So on the button, back of the button on every pair of Levi's, you will see a button code. All right, let's get these. Oh, I need to get a picture of the tag too here. So I hope that helps you out. I had such a hard time at the beginning trying to learn that because I found one video that was pretty good on it, except for it was just kind of long. And he did a good job. It was just, the video itself was so long and there was so much in one video that my brain was like, it's like too much. So hopefully that'll help you out. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks. I have a pair of 560 black pair that are 0999 that I need to list. Perfect. So that would be the 9th month of 1999. There you go. You are welcome. Can you explain your lighting? Sunday, if you go over to my YouTubies, which is just NiceComps, there is a video over there that is how to do this setup, and it has links for all of my lighting and exactly where I put the lighting. It has the brands, and it basically has any info you need on how to do that one. So Levi's, what style sells best? Minnie, that's a good question. So right now, I would say probably one of the best selling ones for me right now are 517s, because 517s are a flare boot cut. And again, Western is so hot right now that those are probably selling for me better than anyone's, especially the long ones, so that they dust the floors of their dusters, so that people can wear cowboy boots and have kickbacks and kind of get that nice wear on the back of the heel. So I would say 517s, although all Levi's sell, they just sell for different amounts. So your lowest level pair is going to be like a pair of women's skinny jean Denzins that are probably going to sell for $8. And then you've got your higher end pairs, that are going to sell for, anywhere between 25 to 60, just depending on what they are. And then there's those super rare boys out there. I just sold a pair of button fly corduroys, I think for 60. So it's just really kind of metrically all over the place. Button fly also always sells better for me than anything. So if I see button fly, I pretty much always pick them up regardless of the size. KM Blake, yes. Oh my gosh, this is our third attempt at lighting, and this is definitely the money. I would never do anything different. Is there a good way to date Tommy Hilfiger jeans? Unfortunately, no. The best thing you can do, Green Thrifty, is take a picture of the tag, then do a Google Lens search, and you'll be able to see other people that have listed other things. Some people may have them date stamped. What I usually do is I go into Google and I type in Tommy Hilfiger jean tags through the years. And there's some little Pinterest things people have made. There's a couple articles that will tell you from this era to this era, this is kind of what the tags look like. And sometimes you just have to kind of pair them up to that. You have to do that with Columbia too a lot of the times. Where'd you get your clear bags for clothing? From the Smile Is On store. So if you go to my BioYoE here on the old Tiki, or if you're on any of the other platforms, there should be a link for my link tree. If you go in there, it'll take you over. There's a thing that says reseller supplies to get you started, and you'll see the brand over there. I believe these are called Spartan. I like them because they are they're indestructible. You cannot tear them. So I don't have to worry about them breaking in transit for somebody or something. All right, let's get those in there and get those down. 1207 is the jeans we are on. And 1206 was our other pair. So those are Levi's. Now with Levi's, it's really important that you're not only putting the size that they were originally, but you're putting the size they are now. So what I do in my Levi's listings up in my title is I put the year, I put Levi's. So for instance, these are 2017. So these would be 2017 Levi's button fly, straight-legged, relaxed straight leg. And then after that, I'm going to do stonewash. So I'm describing the year, the Levi's, what they are, the wash, stonewash. And then I'm going to write men's 38-30. And then in parentheses, I'm going to put the following, which is that they are now, actually a 37 by, let's see what our inseam is. Our hips are 20, or I guess 40 would be our hips. So they're loose through the thigh. So I can write anything 40 and above. You can write loose through the thigh or baggy. And then these are a 11.5 rise. And then we've got an inseam of 28.5. And we've got an ankle of 8. So what I am going to write in mine is 2017 Levi's button fly, relaxed straight leg, stone washed denim jeans, men's 38-30, and then in parentheses, it's going to say 37 by 28.5. That's how I do mine. I put my size at the end because I want them to get sold on the item before they see the size. I want them to get sold on the item before they see that it's shrunk. So I always do that on all my listings. You'll notice my sizes are always at the end. All right. Hey, Sugar, what's going on? Erin's here. Nice to see you. Good to see you guys. Unconditional and Amy H is in the house. Okay. Next thing we've got here is a little Western shirt. So this is that same brand, the Mercari Western. Now this one's cool. It's got these are called point pockets. So when you're doing your Western wear things, it's really important for you to put the kind of pocket that this is. So this is called a point pocket. You can go ahead and put that down in your description. You don't need to put it in your title. And this is going to be Western style, Western wear, city, Santa Fe, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, cowboy, country boy, farm, ranch wear, work wear, date night. I mean, those are just a few, rodeo. Those are just a few of the things I can think of. And then these, of course, just has the really pretty pearl snaps as well. And this is a nice long boy too, which is great. This is a large, but this is a very, very long large, which is great. Anytime I can find one of these shirts with like the long length, it's fantastic. Love that. A lot of guys will wear this, not just for like, not cowboys anymore. It's not just cowboys wearing this. A lot of men will wear these even street style. Like you see this like even in like in the city where they'll wear like the long button up with like the loose pair of jeans or a real tight kind of, not tight, but like a relaxed jean with like a Timberland or something for a boot. So it's really kind of, I really like how the aesthetics right now are just blending all together everywhere. It makes my heart happy. I think I need to move my light just a little bit here. I think she needs to be just a smidge closer. There we go. I operate in a very dark room, guys. I'm in Texas and it is always hot here, so I keep the blinds down or I will just be way, way too warm. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, that looks better. See, lighting is such a huge thing, guys. So that was my first picture. Notice how there's a little bit of like a dark look kind of through the center there. But if you flip over to the next one, that little bit, just moving that light just a little bit makes such a huge, huge difference. I love how you continue to work, but also still have everyone. Oh, well, thanks. I appreciate it. Hey, guys, I'm just paying back the community. I learned so much from so many people when I first got started. You just found me. Well, welcome in. Sugar, I'm happy to see you. What's Sugar up to today? Oh, man, I'm not sure I have the fashion sense to be a reseller. Fox, it's just a matter of learning. You're learning while you're earning, right? I mean, you're talking to a girl that wears, I dress like a 14-year-old boy. All I ever wear is shorts and band t-shirts. So I had to learn it all too. If I can learn it, you can learn it too. Thanks for the follow, Martha. Edwin, what is good? Thanks for the follow. Okay, so once we get that first opening picture, now we're going to move over to our shoulders. And we're going to get our shoulder photo is going to be our next one. And then after we do shoulder, now while I'm doing the shoulder, I'm also making sure that in my photo, I've got a picture of that tag. Because if it's a brand that someone's interested in, I want to make sure I'm showing it as much as I can. Then we're going to do our chest. And then while I do the chest, I'm going to make sure I get a picture of the fact that that pocket has a pearl snap. So I'm kind of getting a picture of all of these cool things that this shirt has. I'm getting a picture of it while I'm measuring. So it's almost like the two birds, one stone thing, where you're just reaffirming the coolness of the item. When I go to take a picture of this back, I'm going to make sure that those pearl snaps show again. Because if someone's looking for a pearl snap shirt and there's someone that needs quite a few exposures to be able to purchase something, they need to see something over and over again, I want to make sure that they are seeing it on my photo and not the next. And then this one's got a really cute little embroidered back area here. So I want to make sure I get a picture of that embroidery as well. Sugar says, relaxing before rehearsals for a big show Saturday. What do you got going on, Sugar? What are you doing? What show are you doing? Tell us all about it. Kit Kat's Closet, how are we? Foxy says, I'm currently wearing ripped jeans and a Pink Floyd t-shirt. So hashtag Gen X, baby. I love it. Hey, Randy. Does stark white make the best background? You know what? I like gray. The problem with white is it makes any of the flaws in your, or I'm sorry, the problem with white is that if you take a picture of anything that's white, then it makes the item that you're taking a picture of flaws, or it makes it look like cream or off-white. And then it also shows every little piece of like dark fabric lint on there. So I think I use like this gray board, and I think gray is the best for sure. All right, so I'm getting a picture of the size tag here. And then if we've got any care tags in here, we also want to get that. Yep, there's one right there. 100% cotton, baby. We want to show that because not all clothes are like that anymore, unfortunately. Now there's so much plastic in clothes. That's why we all learned that from Riz, that is why it has that tinny sound when you stretch it, is because it's got all those little plastic fibers in there. And nobody wants that, right? Well, I mean, we all wear it. We don't even know we're wearing it. It's probably in this shirt I'm wearing right now, but if we can avoid it, that's even better, right? All right, so we're going to fold that up, and we're going to put it now for this. For the person that was asking about bags, I use 2 different sizes. So the smaller ones, this is a 9x12, and then this is a 14x11. So this is pants, hoodies, sweaters, baggy, bulky clothing, long dresses. This is t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, polos, other small stuff. So these are the 2 sizes that I use for that. Levicia. Oh, yep. Got to get the restriction. That's what we get for talking about bags, because, that makes sense. Hey, from California. What's going on? How are you? Hi, California. Erica, good to see you. We got 71 people in here today. It is hopping, you guys. Thanks for the hearts, too. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. TCCAS, thanks for the follow. Hey, Becca. All right. And then we're going to get a picture of, now I always take a picture of the SKU number on my bag because I'm famous for transposing numbers. Do we have anybody else in here that's got a little touch of the old dyslexia, likes to flip numbers around like me? I am the numer flipper of the numbers. So I for sure take a picture of the tag just in case. And that was the VACCARI. And that was a large. And I'm going to just put down here in my notes that it's 100% cotton. So I remember to feature that in there because that's very important. And then we've got our shoulders are a 21. It's a very big large. The length is a 34. So this is like almost like a large, but almost like it's almost an XLT actually, just judging by the length and the chest. Like the chest is 24 inches. This is like a super, so on this one, I'm going to put large, and then I'll probably put XL or XLT in the parentheses because it is so crazy long. And then our sleeves are 25. So I was saying to find one that long it just doesn't happen very often. Oh, and then we got a little mistake picture in there, so we'll erase that. And sometimes with the lanyard on, it makes its own choices. Okay, our next one is going to be same exact brand. This one is new at tags. So it looks like these were $59 new, and it actually is on the original hanger from the store. So I just left it on there because that's kind of cool. It's another really big long boy. So what I'll do with these, if I remember, now this is if I remember, but when I sell one, if I think I might still have some of these for sale, I'm going to take that opportunity as a seller to message that person and just say, hey, thanks so much for your order. I'm going to get this shipped out ASAP. If you run into any issues, let me know. And hey, BT Dubs, by the way, I have a couple other mercaris for sale in the same size. If you're interested, I can combine the shipping for you to save you a little bit of money. How does that sound? And I'm just going to throw that out there because why not? I mean, they may say, oh yeah, I didn't see them. And you might be able to make a couple sales. Yeah, Edwin, I am a full-time reseller now. Yeah, I used to do sales and marketing. That was my career. And I cashed it in to do this because this is way more fun. Anyway, to date Buckle brand jeans. No, on Buckles, Abby, all you can do is the same thing that I was saying about the Tommies. If you take a picture of the Buckle label, sometimes you can just use that in Google Lens to reference and see what other people have found out, or just go, Buckle jean labels throughout the years, and you'll be able to sometimes find little collage things people have put together that'll say, from this era to this era and this era to this era. Usually on any jeans too, guys, you can feel the tag. If it feels beefy or meaty, it's got like some to it, it's usually going to be a Y2K. Hey, yo, Southern's here, Arizona. Lawn Man has decided to join us this afternoon. And Daniel. All right, let's get this sucker up here and let's get pictured. Oh, this one's cool too. So this is something I'm going to make sure I mention in my listing, which is the buttons on this are square, which is really cool and a little bit unusual. So they have like a square shape to them. Southern, you ever heard of this brand before? Mercari, Vaccari. They make like Western shirts, but they also make like alligator and crocodile skin pants. Opal says me too. We got the bibs on today, ready to rock and roll. You know it. Heck yeah, absolutely. Of course. Of course. All right. We're going to take a picture of this, and then I'm going to hold it away from the light and just look at the coloring. I think that looks pretty good. Let's see. I think I'm going to just saturate that a little bit. Every once in a while, when you get one of these shirts that are lighter, you can just mess with it a little bit. Just make sure if you're messing with the way that it actually looks like it does on here, like it does in person. You don't want to give a false expectation or something. All right. And then we're going to get a picture of the shoulders here and get those. What kind of bibs you wearing today, Southern? What do you got on? You wearing Duluths? What are you sporting today? All right. Getting those. I'm waiting for my Duluths to come in the mail. I can't wait to get them. The other ones I ordered an XL thinking it'd be fine, and they were like monstrously giant. So my amazing, fantastic hubby called up the Duluth company and managed to find a pair of the fur green bib overall shorts, because I got to wear shorts. He found them. He had the lady find a pair in some other state and is having them shipped. So I'm so excited. Riz, you're my favorite. True story. Mr. is iconic. Oh, I love you guys. I know, right? We do. We gotta get our Duluth on all together and be rocking it. Hey, Jennifer. I know. Husband gets like the super points on that one. Because I was so looking forward to getting them. Like, I don't buy new clothes either, you guys. I literally buy my clothes at 2 places. No, 3. Garage sales, punk rock shows, which is where I got these, or I guess those are the only 2. Garage sales and punk rock shows. So I don't buy my clothes anywhere else. This was at a show. This was at a Teenage Bottle Rocket show I went to in Austin. And then these I got at a garage sale for like 50 cents or something. So like I was so excited that I actually like ordered something new. And then of course I get it and it's like gigantic. So needless to say, hubby definitely won the Amazing Husband of the Year award for that one. Literally called up Duluth. It's like, yeah, my wife was trying to get these in a large, but you guys don't have large online. You only have extra large and mediums. And by the time we get the mediums, they're sold out. And so she's like, let me see what I could do. So he was on the phone with her. Like, I walk in his office. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm on the phone with Duluth. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I got to get the other ones returned. He's like, I think we found a pair of the furs. I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, I think it's too, because I mean, Justin's awesome, but like he knows how much I was looking forward to those. And he knows I don't ever buy anything for myself new. He's always like, honey, just get them for yourself. And I'm like, no, they're new. I can't get those. They're new. And he's like, it's fine. He's like, just get them. I'm like, no, I can't spend the money. Like I'm such like a penny pincher when it comes to things. What was your biggest fear to do the change of career? Everything. I was terrified. I was terrified. And I hemmed and I hawed and I hemmed and I hawed. And really what the catalyst was we decided to move. And so we were moving down here to Texas, and I had already garage saled a whole summer. So I had like this gigantic surplus of stuff. And I was thinking to myself while I was still doing marketing, oh, I'll just, I'll do this and do marketing at the same time. It'll be fine. I thought I'd be able to do that. And that's just, for me, not a realistic thing. That just wasn't going to happen. And so, it was like, well, I guess I'll just sell this stuff over time. And then I knew we were going to be moving. We moved down here to Texas, so we brought it all with us. And I was debating whether or not I should just get like a regular different job down here, or whether I should just do this full time. And to say I agonized over the decision would be an actual understatement. Like I was like, I couldn't sleep. I was sick to my stomach all the time because it was just such a huge, gigantic step. And I'd worked so long to get like a really good resume. Like I was the chief marketing officer for the last company that I worked for. So like I had like a nice little beefy thing I had been working up to for all these years, but I just was so unhappy doing it and sitting behind a computer all day and creating images and doing all of that, and then having the campaign not work, and then or having it work, and then you're overly busy worked, and then you're stressed, and then you've got people that are supposed to be doing work for you, and they're not doing it, so you got to ride their cases, and I don't want to have to babysit anyone, so I hated that part. And like, so I just did it for so long. I think I just got really burnt out on it. And Justin was the one that pushed me. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to, maybe I should just see if I can get some work, and I'll try to get the stuff sold on the weekends and this and that and the other. And he's like, here's the thing. He's like, I have been with you for 100 million years, and I've never seen you consistently get up at 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the morning every Saturday to go do something. He's like, you go out garage selling, you come home, you're excited, you're stoked, you're ready to charge the day. You're like, so like, you obviously love it. He's like, and I see you list stuff and you love doing it. And I see you when you sell something, and I hear from the other room, cha-ching. He's like, I don't remember the last time I saw you have joy, creating images for a campaign and then having the campaign crash, or trying to fight for pay-per-clicks, or trying to get people to do stuff. He's like, you hated it. You literally did not like doing it. And I'm like, I know, but it was good money. And he's like, so who cares? Who cares if you're not happy? He's like, just do it. Just go full time. And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, wife, just do it. And so I did it. And now I wish I would have done it sooner. So, but my fears were the same fears that every single person in here has if you haven't gone full time yet. Am I going to crash and burn? How long is it going to take for me to be profitable? Am I going to find enough stuff to source? Is it going to get oversaturated? Are people going to stop buying things online? What happens if the economy crashes? I mean, all of the things, all the noise. And I just have to keep reminding myself. And now I'm good because I'm paying the bills and it's fine. But there was a time where I had to just remind myself. My mom had a phrase. It was my favorite saying she used to have. And it was, worrying is like a rocking chair. It'll give you something to do and get you nowhere. And I love that phrase so stinking much because that's the truth. Now, am I telling you to go quit your job and go all in? I am not giving you advice to do that. You need to do what is right for you. And you guys, y'all need to do what's right for your family. But sometimes it's just a matter of like making the decision to make the choice to make the change. That's the hardest thing. Either it's going to crash and burn, and you're not going to be consistent. And sometimes working for yourself is hard. I've been my own boss for many years. And so I have that drive to get up and go. But I know a lot of people that don't have that. And so if you don't have that drive to make yourself do stuff, then maybe it isn't right for you. Or maybe it's better to just be part-time. There is nothing wrong with this being part-time. You do not have to be a full-time reseller. You do not have to be a full-time reseller to make money doing this. Why are you folding the hanger on the shirt? It's a Mercari hanger. It actually is from the brand. So I'm going to sell it with the hanger. My hubby says I'm same way about yard sales. 247. I love it. I freaking love it. I love Saturday mornings. Saturday is in 2 days from now. I count down my weeks. The Sunday morning's the saddest morning for me because I got to wait a week to go garage sailing. That's how I know I love it. If I had hair, I would be just like yours. Oh, Big Papa. If I didn't have hair, I would have the same thing you have. Did you get them on clearance? Jennifer, I got those at a garage sale. Oh, wait, what? My pants or the shirt? I don't know what you're talking about. Abby, he is a great husband. MVP, Mr. Justin, him prioritizing your happiness is a most wholesome thing. I know. He's a good guy. Motivation finds its own level. Boom. Exactly. Yay. Oh, the shorts. No, I got these at a garage sale. So I got these, and then I got a pair of pink ones for like $1 or something. I wear them all the time. They're getting to the point where they're getting like they have lived their life. All right, next thing we've got exactly the same thing, same kind of shirt, only this one's got pearl snaps. Now this pattern is really interesting because I'm going to be able to use the Eclectic Grandpa on this tag. And when I get close to you guys over there, I will show you why I'm going to do that. And I see a couple little strings here. So let's get yourself, if you can, get yourself a little pair of curved scissors. I got these from the Spy Amazon store. They're in my link up in the bio, YOE, if you want to get a pair like this. I know Riz uses these ones too. Or you can get them at local little sewing store or something like that. Just try to get the ones that are curved. It'll help you to get in the strings without accidentally clipping the item. So see how it curves up a little bit like that? So they work good for that. Then you don't accidentally cut the shirt or the pants or something. It just kind of is like a little extra protection for you. All right, let's get a picture of this front. And we're going to take a look at our exposure. I think that looks pretty good. Looks good. Oh, too dark, too dark, too dark. Let's take a look and see how that looks. So sometimes you got to go away from the light. Yeah, that looks great. Go away from the light, Caroline. Go away from the light, Caroline. All right, let's get a picture of that there. And then we're going to do our length. And then I'm making sure I'm getting the fact that it's got pearl snaps in all of these photos if I can. This also has the point pocket, which is great for putting in your description because different people are looking for different pockets. You've got your sawtooth, you've got your point pocket, you got the slant pocket, and then same thing with the cuffs. So these are not a standard cuff. A standard cuff or Western cut is going to be the barrel cuff, which is going to have the 3 buttons that are here. However, the 5s I think are called shotgun barrel cuffs, and then these ones are the barrel cuffs. But these ones are different because these have only the 2, and then they have a really unique edge there too. So I'm going to make sure I talk about that. So like I said, anytime that you can get a picture or describe in your descriptions that something has something that's unique to it, those little unique things are there for a reason. They're there because customers like to get something that makes them feel like it's special or that they're getting something that somebody else doesn't have. And so making sure that you're featuring that is just going to get your item sold faster than anybody else's. So this right here, this kind of like 50s style, can you guys see that? It's almost like a flower, but not really. Do you guys remember the style back in the day? It's very like old school grandpa look. That Eclectic Grandpa aesthetic is super, super hot right now. All one word, Eclectic Grandpa. And it's like a mixture between like, it's kind of morphed too. It started out with being like a mixture of like Mighty Mighty Boss tones mixed with like Kramer from Seinfeld. Thank you, Riz. It also has like a Munford and Sons tinge to it. It also has kind of worked its way a little bit into like there's a little bit of a Western look to it. Not a ton, but just like a splash. I'm starting to see that in some of like the upcoming and trending looks that stars are wearing, especially in the eclectic grandpa aesthetic. If you Google search eclectic grandpa, you can go into images and like look and see what I'm talking about. There is this really tiny little Western sprinkle. And so this has that kind of like old school grandpa. It's got the really tiny check plaid, and then it's got those little starbursts. That is a foulard print. Pistol cuffs. Thank you, Riz. This is a foulard print. FOULARD PRINT. Because I was going to categorize that check, Riz, I could be wrong. I was going to categorize it as, give me just a second here. Not the shepherd check, but grid check. So would this also be a grid check? That small check like that, the grid check plaid. All right, I'm gonna get a picture of the size tag here. Thanks for the follow, Gail. I appreciate it. By the way, guys, great little image, little cheat sheet there. If you guys want to take a little screenshot real quick, I'll leave it here for just a second, just in case you guys want to screenshot that. And then if you screenshot it and then Google Lens it, you can probably find the actual version of this. And it's just a nice little cheat. I think my biggest find so far was a Robert Graham shirt and some paintball pants. Oh, nice. I haven't ran into paintball pants before, Susan. How did your Robert Graham do? What else do we got here? Aurora, how are we? What's going on, Aurora? And J Steele, 530. Not to be confused with J Steele, 74. Ooh, 75, Susan. Nice. Heck yeah. How did the paintball pants do? I never see, gosh, guys, there is so much stuff out there for sale. Like, just when you think you're going to like somehow run out of things to find or brands to learn about, you end up like learning about something you never even had heard of. Like, what was the brand recently? What was it? Aurora? Is that what it was? Oh no, I forget it. But it was some crazy brand that someone's like, oh my gosh, I found this shirt at the bins, and I looked it up, and they go for like $400. It's like, what? Like, what is that brand? Where did that one come from? Oh, what is it called? Aurora? I can't remember now. Paid $6, Susan. That is a nice profit. Next on that. How do I get your phone rope case? I know, right? This freaking thing is so great. If you go to the link dinketer in the bio YOE, click on it, go over to you'll see a little thing that says reseller supplies to get you started. It's in our Smile Amazon store over there. And they're not expensive, and it'll change your life, literally. Like, I would give up every gadget I have if I had to, except this one. This is like Desert Island. You can only take one thing with you as a reseller. I would take this lanyard over every single other thing that I've ever used. So 1209. And that same thing with that one came with that hanger. And that is our mercari foulard print. Magnolia Pearl is on my unicorn list. Ooh, I like that unicorn list. I'm hoping to eventually run into like, I haven't found Viore. I haven't found Sika yet. Like, I don't know. I'm down in Texas though. So it's like a lot of that warm weather stuff I don't get down here. Like, I don't run into Carhartt down here anymore ever. Although Carhartt's not what it used to be, but go with what your buyer will search for. They may not know foulard. I'll put it in there. Hey Riz, I put all in the descriptions. I'll put everything in there. 50 for the paintball pants. That's what I'm talking about. Are there two different lengths? This brand only has one length. There are other brands that have different lengths. The reason I like this one is because the first one I bought, it was like this short. And so it would like swing on me in the weirdest spot. I like this one because it's long enough that I can fit it in my pocket. And then I can also put it in my back pocket. So when I'm at a garage sale and I'm sourcing so it doesn't fall down on me, I'll put it in my back pocket or I'll put it in my my side pocket. Same thing with concerts if I'm dancing around, because I wear this to my concerts and stuff. Snap Dabble. Where's Snap Dabble? I wonder how her concert was last night. Do you know Magnolia Pearl? I don't know Magnolia Pearl, April. Is it like a more of a women's clothes thing, or what is they tell me a little bit about it? Curated by Britt, mine is short. Is it, did you get the one off of us? You must not have got the one off of our link then, because this one is long. I mean, I'm 5'9", and this is a long boy. Let's see. Of course you did, Riz. Yeah, April, tell me about Magnolia Pearl. I don't know anything about that. Like, I love when you guys come on here and teach me new brands, especially if it's women's wear, because y'all know I don't do a ton of women's wear. I'm very interested in what it is. Magnolia Pearl. Magnolia Pearl. All right, next up, we've got a new with tags Ariat shirt. This is a non-negotiable. You see an Ariat shirt for $4 that's new with tags at a garage sale, and you would be actually out of your mind if you didn't pick it up. Like, I about fell over when I was like, is that an Ariat? And then I was like, oh, that's an Ariat new with tags. This will probably be in my store for 11 seconds, especially this time of year, because you can make sure that you're putting in your theme and your description. You can put Christmas, holiday, husband, hubby, boyfriend. You can put all those things because people are looking for gifts. And this is like the perfect gift to get someone, because these new are like, this one I think is dead stock. So I'm going to say that this one is probably a couple years old. It feels like it's probably like a 2020 maybe. Somewhere like in the 2020, 2019, somewhere in there is what it feels like to me, just by the thickness of it. So it's definitely modern, but let's see, does it have a tag on it? What's the tag say? So it's $54 new. Yeah, so this is probably like from 2019, 2020, right in there, I would say, most likely. So it's gonna be dead stock. It could be a little newer than that, but with something like this, I'm gonna be able to ask pretty much exactly what's on that tag. So for $4, you better bet your britches I'm going to get that. Heck yeah. That's bussin'. All right. No, that is way too light. We're going to go back and we're going to change our exposure and then step out of the light here. Get a picture of that. And boom, shakalaka, shakalaka, laka, boom. All right. And then we're going to get our shoulders. Magnolia Pearl. I got to put that one in the brain. Magnolia Pearl. It's like when we started talking, I believe that when you talk about things, a lot of times they end up getting into your space. And we had been talking about Farm Rio, which I had never heard of. And then 2 weeks later, I came across that Farm Rio jumper at that garage sale. I paid like $4 for it. That sucker sold for like $90 or something. I was like, whoa, I gotta be looking for that brand more, because that was awesome. Like, that was a great little pickup. And the lady at that garage sale was so snotty about it too. I was like, how much for your jumper? She's like, that's a Farm Rio. And I was like, oh, okay. I knew that because you guys had told me about it. I was like, okay, well, I just think it looks cute and comfy. How much are you asking for it? Because I'm not going to be like, oh, wow, that's a Farm Rio. Ooh, and have her tell me that she wants to give me like $25 or something for it. So I was just like, oh, okay. Kind of played it like cool cat. And she gave it to me for $4. So it's like, give me a break. I found my first Ariat shirt last week. Yeah, Auntie. I love it. That's amazing. Magnolia Pearl's big money. All right, you guys. What's the size on the one you have? Jay, are you talking to me on this Ariat, or are you talking to somebody else? Thanks for the follow, Heather. Good to see you. Hey, David. Okay, let's get this size tags on this. So this is an Ariat. This is a 2XL. Man, this is nice. Look at the print on that. And then this pocket right here is called, it's called like a neat, what's good? Yeah. Oh yeah, this is definitely modern because you can kind of see through it a little bit. So this is called a sawtooth. This is a sawtooth pocket. So make sure you put that on there. I saw another reseller on T2 who found a Magnolia Pearl kimono for $4, sold it for $300. Dang. All right. I'm going to have to keep my eyes out for this brand. I was still asking about your phone lanyard. Got it, Jay. The one that I have, it should be the one that's in our LinkedIn on the bio. Let me measure it here. Now, I don't know on there if the measurement that they have is all the way around or if it's just down. So this one is 20, it looks like 26 inches. So 26 inches down is this one. What I like about this too is the things that they gave you that go behind your phone to keep that on. This sucker, I have been wearing this steadily for a year and a half now, and it is not broken, busted. I haven't had to change it out. Nothing. Like, this thing is gonna last me my whole life, I think. And it's got this here so you can put your keys on it, although that might cling on your phone. I use it for my sunglasses. So when I'm at a sale, because I've got my glasses around my neck, and then when I go in the sale, I put these on so I can read the tags. And so I take my sunglasses off. I put my sunglasses on here, and then I tuck it in my pocket. And so that's how I do it. Snap Dabble! Talking about the lanyard. I love it. I love it, Snap Dabble. We were just talking about you. You were on my mind. How was your concert? I would like to know. You're welcome. NiceComps can be over 1K for the early pieces. How have I never heard of this brand? That's amazing. That is amazing. Okay. Now, when I'm getting a picture of this tag, I'm going to disclude the, I'm going to get one with the MSRP on there and one without, because I know this is dead stock. So if I think I can charge more than what's on the tag, I am going to do that a little bit differently. But let's see, what we got? Anything else in here important? Stand proud, stand tall, stand for something big. Know where you stand. Ariat. That's what it says. And it says it's the retrofit. So I'm going to take a picture of this tag too, because my guess is I am not going to be able to find this online. Ariat's funny too. I've noticed this with their shirts. If you can find the item, well, let's just see. Let's run an experiment. Shall we? Shall we experiment, kids? I am going to Google search this, and we're going to see if it does what I think it's going to do. And I haven't come across a lot of brands that this happens with them, but Ariat always does this to me. So I find the item. Yep, there it is. Okay, it's called a Jericho retrofit shirt. Now, when I click on it, it's going to look like it's here, but then when I click on it, it's going to disappear and it'll take me to the main Ariat page. Ready? Let's see if it happens. It's going to be funny if it doesn't, because of course I'm live, and of course it's not going to, but let's see. I'm going to go to visit. Oh, maybe. No, back to the main page. Told you. It happens every time. You can like see the item for a second. You can see it's in the background. And then when you select, it doesn't matter what country you select, it'll immediately go away. I don't know why it does that. I'm like, I just want the information. That, because down here in Texas, obviously I run into a lot of Ariat, and so it happens every single time. Why do they do that? Don't they know I need to resell their clothing and know information about it? Sometimes I can find an old listing on like the Smile Amazon store if it's out of stock. Sometimes I can find the information there and stuff, but oh no, snap. I ended up not going. I was too comfy in my jammies. Oh, I'm sorry you didn't go. That's okay. We get it. Older and wiser, baby. Older and wiser. That's what happens. Oh man. There are some bands I will not miss. This was not one of them. I hear you. We had tickets to go see, it was the day after my birthday. We had gone out for my birthday, and then we'd been outside all day. Now I'm in Texas. My birthday was in June, and so we got so sunburned. We had gone to Schlitterbahns. We got sunburned. Then we went out for my birthday. We were outside. We went and played mini golf. I got sunburned. I mean, we were like literally like crisped. And we were supposed to go see Frank Turner the next night. I don't know if anyone knows who that is, but we were supposed to go see Frank Turner. And I literally woke up the next morning. I was like this, like, I can't move. And Justin was a lobster. And we were both just like, I was like, sell the tickets. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're so old. Like, there was a time you could not have made me cancel going to a show, but it's cool. I was able to sell the tickets and make my money back. But how can we clean baseball hats? I have vintage NASCAR hats and they're a little icky. Tenacious, there is a video on my TT. Scroll, and it's on how to clean hats, and it's how I clean hats. So that is definitely on there. Do you screenshot the photo that shows up and then research it using the stock photo? Yes. So what I do is I take a picture of the item that I have, and then I use that picture to look it up through Google Lens, and then I go from there. If I'm at a garage sale or I have to comp on the go, I do the same thing. I'll see you next time, Denise. Bye, Sunset. I'm happy to see you. But I found a CC Filson and a Sid match for today. All right, you made up for it then. I've gone to a show the day after surgery with drain still in. Oh, snap. You are not messing around. Not messing around. I love it. All right, moving along here. Okay, next thing we've got here is a coat. This is a J. Madison. Nice little winter coat. It's got a detachable fur. I'm thinking this is a little older. This feels older. Yeah, this is a beefy. It's got beefy tags. Small, petite. What is this? Is this down? No, it doesn't feel like down. It's got to be poly. Yeah, it's a poly. I thought so. Okay, so this is a nice little, oh, it's got a really soft inside. Perfect time to be doing coats. Now, when I do my coats, I actually put the hood up and kind of do it like that. I don't know if anybody else does it like that, but I like to do it like that because I like people to see that there is a coat. Oh my gosh, you know what this reminds me of? Looking at it like this. This is going to be a weird, let's see if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Do you guys remember the movie The Thing? Every time I see a coat like this with the fur around the top, it reminds me of that movie, The Thing. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Like the snow movie. It's like kind of like a classic, kind of horror classic movie. Really good movie. Great animatrix for the time. You're welcome, Tenacious. Bye, Joel. Oh no! I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving yet. I gotta get some more pictures, guys. We're gonna do a couple more items together, and then I'll let y'all go so that I can jam out the rest of my photos for the day. All right, so I got a picture of the front here, and then we're gonna do the edges or shoulders. I just called them edges, and then we'll do the length. This is a really nice coat. This is going to make somebody very warm and very happy this year. And then we're going to get our sleeves. And then we're going to get, I think I'll get the bottom on this too, just because she is such a long coat. I want people to be able to see that. And then we will get the inside here. Dirk. And unzip her. Oh, you're so beautiful. Ooh, he's got that softness inside too. Ooh, and a little pocket I hadn't checked. Gotta check those pockets. Did y'all see that video I made the other day? I think I ended up with 9 cough drops and 2 ibuprofens by the end of it. I was like, man, someone was nursing a cold when they were going for a walk in that thing. Wow, this is really nice. That's really soft. If I was back in Washington still and this was in my size, I probably would have kept it, but here in Texas, I don't know that I am going to ever need a coat for the rest of my life. It is like when I'm just always warm too. So when I was garage sailing on last Saturday, it was kind of cool in the morning. I mean, it was in the like low 50s, which for Texas is like, woo, so cold. And everyone at the garage sales was like bundled up in hoodies and everything. I'm just like in my t-shirt and shorts. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, y'all are Texans, that's for sure. And then this has a detachable hood, which is really cool. And then it also has a button here. What is that button? Oh, that's for the hood. All right. And then we're going to get the tags on this sucker. This is a heavy coat too. This is going to have to, I'm going to have to weigh this to make sure I don't mess up on the weights. Yes, Kurt Russell. Absolutely. Kurt Russell, man, in his prime. I mean, he's still handsome, but good golly, he's a good looking guy. So this is the J. Madison. Now, I have sold J. Madisons before. It's not a super well-known, crazy, huge brand, but it seems to sell. You just got to price it kind of reasonably. I mean, I got this thing for a couple bucks, so nothing big. I am checking pockets, and I'm double checking pockets these days because I also had that happen. Do you guys remember with that purse? I went to ship that purse like a couple months ago. And I had cleaned out the inside of it. I thought I got into every little pocket, but it must have been in some cranny. I went to tip it upside down before I shipped it out, and a PILL fell out. And I was like, whoa. I was like, yikes. So I put it in a little Ziploc baggie to look it up later because I wanted to see what it was, just out of curiosity. And it was a like an a sleep one. Is the sleep, that sleep PILL, whatever that brand is. What is it called? I can't even say it, probably on live anyways. But needless to say, I'm really glad that I didn't ship that out with that being in there. That could have been real bad, real bad. We don't want that. I'm in Austin and wait till the ice in January and February. You know, Shelly, this is going to sound funny. I was here last January and February, and yes, it was cooler, but I was still really stinking warm. I have always ran like a little bit on the warmer side. And so I think that it's a me thing. It's a me thing. I'm a warm girl. 25. And then what do we got on here? We've got our chest is going to be an 18.5. Our length is a 32. And our shoulders is a 16. All right, let's do one more item together here. Let's do this. This one's pretty cool. So this is a little Rue 21. Now, not a brand I would always pick up, but this had some pretty cool stuff to it. So it's got this embroidered thing that says Savage Nature on the front, but then on the back, it's got this really cool, like punk patch looking back. And then it's got some writing down here. Ruthless, fierce, and uncontrolled at the bottom. So this is what's called a if anyone's wondering, this is called a battle patch. So you'll see it a lot on punk vests. They'll be like, they're called battle vests, but your main patch in the back of any sort of jacket like this or a punk vest is called a battle patch. And then on the sides here, it's got some more embroidery and stuff. This is a really cool jacket. Super, super cool jacket. It's got little like scully crossbones at the bottom. Just a really neat kind of, this is one of those things where I'm buying it because of the aesthetic of it. I'm not buying it because of the brand of it, if that makes any sense. So we gotta get those. I want to get that stuff in that photo here. Now let's get a picture. I'm going to raise up our exposure just a little bit there so it looks like the jacket looks perfect. All right, then we're going to do the shoulders here. We're going to do our length and try to get some of these cool pictures, some of these patches in there. And then we're going to do our sleeve. And then we're going to do our chest area here. And then on jean jackets, you also want to make sure you're getting this bottom hem length. That way people can see if it's the kind of jacket that bows in, like a classic women's jacket, or if it's more of a box cut. So this one's interesting because this is technically a women's jacket. I think it was supposed to be a women's jacket. Maybe not, but I think it probably was designed as that, as a classic women's jacket. However, it doesn't cut in the center here like a women's jacket normally would. It's not tapered at all. It is a box cut. So normally on these jackets, I will write in the description, I'll write box cut. Not everybody's going to know what that means, but for people that know that they're either looking for tapered or box, it's just one more thing I can put in there that's going to help with the search engine being able to find it. If I'm the only person or one of the only people that writes that down, that writes box cut, and someone happens to be looking for a box cut, then I'm going to be the person that pops up on that search engine over another person. And that's where we want to be, right? Yeah, don't see that every day. You are correct. You are correct. Coley made it. Yay. Are you still compiling the keyword list? Yeah, I'm still working on it, Snap. I think I'm on page 4. I mean, this is going to be like the most extensive PDF I've ever made. But what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm making it a PDF so that you can get it and print it if you want. But I'm also making it so that you can copy the whole thing. I'm going to make a digital version of it so you can copy and paste it to your notes so that you can just go into your notes to make to create your listing. So you'll be able to just have have it up on your notes section or wherever you put stuff on your computer or your phone or whatever. And then you'll have your eBay up and you'll be able to just like copy paste and just put it over to make it easy. That way you don't have to like type everything out. So I just listed a jean jacket that was a square, 21 chest, 21 waist, and 21 length. So that's called a box cut, Coley. So go into your descriptions down where you put in that you put square, and just write down in your descriptions, just write box cut. Leave the word square. You can write like square box cut. And then that way if someone is Google searching that, they'll find it. How much are you asking for this jacket? I'm not sure, Ascension. I'm going to have to price it out. I have literally zero idea. Like when I go garage sailing, guys, I probably, out of the 150 to 250 items I get every Saturday, I have maybe comped 4 of those items. So I never really know until I go to list something. The only other time I comp it before I list it is if I'm with y'all and we are comping it together. Otherwise, I don't do it anymore because I just don't feel like I need to. Unless it's something where I'm going to be spending a whole bunch of money or something I just don't understand what it is, and then I'll look it up. But man, this is a really cool jacket. Huh. I mean, this is another one of those things I probably would have kept for myself if it didn't get so warm. I have one other one too that's like a super banger as well. Oh, there it is. Like there's got to be a care tag in here. This feels like cotton too. Yeah, 98% cotton, 10% poly. Probably because the back patch too. That's probably what that is. Yeah, it's interesting too because it's modern, but it definitely has that like, it's got a little tin, but a lot of base. So I'm not sure on this one yet. But if you're interested in it, if you guys ever see any of this stuff that you think would work for you or someone and you're interested in getting it, just shoot me a message and I'll just sell it to you for a lower price and take out all the fees and all that kind of stuff. Because if I sell it to you and I just ship it out, then you don't have to pay all the fees. I did that with those Yeezys, and then also with the that bag for Spencer, because it was like, why? I don't want to list it and have to pay fees on it, and I don't want you guys to have to pay what you have to pay on there because of the fees. So if not, I totally get it. It's fine. But let's see. I'm excited for that because my brain goes blank when I try to think of words. Yeah, I get that, Snap. I mean, I'm excited about it for my own self too. Like, so I'm excited for all of us. So it's just something I kind of been working on a little bit here and there as I get time. And I do have it budgeted into my day. So I got all my listings up because I've been getting up a little bit earlier. I've been getting up at like around like 5:30 to 6 every morning instead of sleeping in. And so I have been getting all of my listings up. So I've already listed all my stuff out of drafts. I've downloaded it into Vendoo, and then I've cross-listed from Vendoo onto all the other platforms, and then also put stuff in my drafts already, some stuff into my drafts already for tomorrow. So I've been trying to like, really get better at getting that meat and potatoes done earlier in the day. So I've got time to work on all these little projects that I want to be working on. All right, so this is a large. So let's take a look at our measurements on this. So this is a, let's see, the shoulders are 17.5. The length is 26.5. The sleeves are 25.5. It looks like there's a tiny little spot right there. And so make sure too in your listings, guys, don't use the word stain. You want to use it like discoloring, spot, or smudge. The minute you write stain on something, one, search engine is going to be like, but number two, it just puts like a thing in someone's head that they'll never be able to get it out. It's there for the rest of the life. So I always do spot. It'll say, small spot on sleeve, look to pictures, or slight discoloring on shoulder, or smudge on edge of boot. Like I write those things rather than stain. Just a little tip for y'all. All right. And our chest is 20 on that. Yeah. So 40 around. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good boy. So we're going to put that one down here. And then I think I'm going to do one more because I want to show you guys this one too. Look at this. This jacket is insane. Like I had to fight the urge to keep this one even more so than the other one. Because it's just so rad. You ready for the back? I mean, come on. It's so cool. But like I said, I just don't even know where I would ever, where am I going to wear it? I mean, I'm so hot all the time. I have like 12 hoodies in my closet I don't even wear. I have a vintage Resident Evil and a vintage Vandals, which is a band. You guys probably don't know who that is, but I have a vintage Vandals hoodie that's like impossible to find. It's like a $250 hoodie. I don't even wear it because I'm too hot. I always use Spot. Stain sounds so negative. Bold North, I agree with you very, very much. Miguel, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow, Jessica, too. Yeah, stain is so permanent in people's mind. I agree. Holy moly. I know. Isn't this is probably one of my favorite finds I think I've ever found. It's a large, but I would say it probably is closer to an extra large. Like I wear an extra large standard and it's like my size. So it's big. You know the Vandals Tenacious? I love it. They've got one of my favorite songs. I have a day with the cutest girl around. I have a day. I'm in love. I just can't wait because tonight I have a check. Oh my goodness. Hi, honey. Oh, he heard mommy singing. Oh, there's a boy. Oh, there's a boy B. I've missed you. You haven't even been in here to hang out with me all afternoon. Were you napping? Are you trying to get a treat? Are you looking for your gentles? Oh, I know. It's about that time. It's almost treat time, Mama. All right. And then after we left Jack, then we immediately lint roll our black clothing because that's what we do. So many wiggles. I know. He gets very excited. This time of day, they get their little treats. They get a little multivitamin, a little probiotic. We call them gentles because when we put it in our hands, we go gentle, and then gentle. And then I open my hand because otherwise they're like, la, 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 la. And they just like, their little teeth are like, la, la, la. So we call them gentles. I know he's a great guy. I love that boy. He has become the TikTok mascot for sure. He has to come in and check on Mama and say hello to everyone. And yesterday, if you guys were on, you'll remember what after he got done eating lunch, he literally came in and burped on the live. He was like bleh, on the live. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that just happened. So silly. Lady Mac, what is happening? All right, let's get a picture of this. Now we got a couple more hairs here. Jack came in for a visit. You got to get those little hairs off there. They're floating in the air, just waiting to say hello to us. All right, let's get a picture of this here. I know this jacket is like legitimately fire. I mean, oh God. The grappling that I have with wanting to keep this is beyond. But I try to keep my clothing to like a minimal amount. So what I mean by that is like if I bring something into my closet, I try to get something out of my closet. And I just don't have anything right now that I am really willing to part with. I've got those new Duluths coming into the closet already. So that's how I roll. I try to live minimally. That's my jam. I think it all started because Justin and I, we went on the road for like 2 years. We literally lived out of Airbnbs and traveled the country. And we both at the time, just like now, we're working online, although I'm online and I have to have a brick and mortar place, but I was doing completely online marketing stuff. And so I didn't need to be in any location. And so when our lease was up at the apartment we were renting, we were living in a place called Gig Harbor, Washington. And when our lease was up, it was like our son had moved out and he was doing his own thing. And it was like, let's just go have an adventure. And so we went and stayed in Airbnbs for like, oh my gosh, like close to 2 years until my mom got sick. And then we moved back to Washington to take care of her. But the reason I bring that up is because when we decided to go on the road, we sold everything. And I'm not kidding. We literally sold everything. We rented a tiny storage closet out of a place over in Bremerton. And in that closet, if it couldn't fit in that closet, we didn't keep it. So I kept, of course, family photos, clothing that reminded me of things like my Vandals hoodie went in there, like stuff that was special to me, my wedding dress, all like my punk rock posters and like stuff that I wanted to keep, like memory stuff, but we sold everything else. And being on the road for 2 years and living out of, I mean, all my clothing could fit in a small suitcase. So I just recycled the same clothing all the time, or I would buy something when we were out, like if we were thrifting or doing something, or I was on the go and I found something cool, or we went to a concert and I got a t-shirt, I would just get rid of something else. Normally just because at the time I didn't do eBay. So normally it would just be like Facebook Marketplace, wherever I was, I would sell a couple things and then bring something else into my wardrobe. So I think I just got so used to not having a ton of stuff that now it's like, it almost feels overwhelming when I have too many clothes. So it's like all of our stuff, all of me and Justin's clothes all fit in one closet. Now, that being said, all my stuff is t-shirt and shorts and a couple of hoodies. So it's not like I, have, it's not huge, big clothes, of course I saw my wedding dress and stuff, but that's it. I don't know where that came from, but where'd y'all travel to? Blended, we went a little bit all over. We stayed mainly in the South. We did venture up through like Vermont and the East Coast. But it was just so cold up there in the wintertime. It just was not my jam. We were supposed to stay until like middle of January up there. We came home like the day after Christmas because back down to Florida. So we spent a ton of time in Florida. Florida and then Austin, probably we spent more time in those two places than anywhere else. We did spend a couple months in Arizona, which was fun. But the main place we stayed that we loved the most, we kept going back and back and back to, was Destin. Have you guys ever been to Destin, Florida? Like the Destin watercolor Seaside Ales Beach area? It is another world. Do you guys remember that show, The Truman Show? Does anybody remember that movie, The Truman Show, with John Kerry? That was filmed in watercolor in Florida. And so we got to go see the Truman House and stuff, but just a bunch of really unique places. Like Ales Beach is all white. Every building's white. All of the structures, all the houses, all the restaurants, it's all done in like this white stucco. So it's really pretty. They do like art installations, like 3D, what do you want to call it? Like where you like a projector. They do like 3D projector things on all the buildings, and then watercolor and Seaside are all that like cookie cutter kind of really neat Truman Show, unique, almost Edward Scissorhands looking. So that's really beautiful. Destin's just really gorgeous. So we spent a lot of time there. I wouldn't buy a house there just because I'm worried about the weather. And I mean, we ran from 3 hurricanes on our travels. In those 2 years, we ran from 3 hurricanes. And so I don't know that I'd want to own a home there, but man, we sure did have a lot of fun doing our adventure. It was definitely like, the trip of a lifetime kind of thing. And we probably would have stayed on the road had my mom not got sick. Now, that being said, I'm glad that we stopped, and I'm glad that we got to, go on to the next adventure, because it's really what got me into the last company I worked for, marketing, where I kind of really beefed up my resume and stuff. So that was a lot of fun. I got to work with friends so we had a really good time, but that was a trip of a lifetime, man. Nothing like getting to rent an Airbnb for like a month or two at a time, getting to know an area, go to every good restaurant, you don't have to pay bills or anything while you're there because it's all covered in the Airbnb. And so you're not really having to do much with that. And then just working, as long as they had Wi-Fi, we were happy. And then getting to go to undo every adventure in an area that we were in, and then being like, okay, where do we want to go next? And so we got to eat at a lot of cool places. We got to go do like so many neat stuff. Got to see a lot of concerts and a lot of weird and crazy places. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. However, I don't know that I'd want to do it again now. Now it's like, I am so happy with the house we bought and getting to like just be in one spot, not having to like repack, because there's also a downside to it, just like with anything. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Are you not going to shoot those dope sleeves? Yeah, I did. I got them. I got the sleeves. I'm going through old items in my inventory only to find they aren't listed, somehow dropped off. Bold North, if it's on eBay, it happens all the time. I don't know why it happens, but it happens. I have the exact same thing happen with my inventory. We did an inventory reboot when I started kind of getting serious doing this in like the February, March of this year is when I really started kind of hunkering down. And I started by going through all my inventory. We found like 13 items that had just evaporated. They were just gone. So it's something with eBay, something drops off. Sourcing road trip. I know. I wasn't thrifting at the time either. Like I look back and like, man, I missed some good garage sales in some places. One other thing I wanted to tell you guys too, I found out today. Did you guys hear about the new mercari news? I should have talked about this at the beginning. I totally forgot. Did anybody see the mercari news? So mercari, the person that was in charge of mercari, because you got like mercari overseas, right? Like the Japan mercari, and then you got you got United States mercari, same company, but the CEO or the person in charge of the division in the United States is stepping down. And so the guy that owns it, that also runs the overseas mercari, is going to be running the United States mercari, I guess, is what's going to happen. And I guess it sounds like they are going to be going back to their original model. So they are going to stop having the buyer pay the fees, and it is going to go back onto the sellers. That sounds bad. So the only difference will just be mercari will go back to being how mercari used to be, which was, and this is for the United States. I don't know if they're changing it for the overseas model or if this is just for the United States. I didn't get clarification on that, but I just found that out like an hour or two ago. So it sounds like it probably is going to happen after the beginning of the year. Most companies won't do a big change in fourth quarter, like that whole Poshmark diabolical disaster. That's an unprecedented. That never happens. Marketing. I don't even understand who's running that department, but who thought that was going to be a good idea was bananas to change something like that in fourth quarter. So I would expect if it changes now, I don't know any information. I am just guessing. I am guessing this will probably be a change sometime in the new year, probably in that first quarter after all of the Christmas stuff starts to kind of die down, which will be like around the 16th of January is usually when stuff starts to kind of like get back to kind of going on a normal path. So that's interesting. I don't know. What are our opinions on that? What do you guys think? I'm cool with it either way. The only thing that I have been doing is, so when I list stuff on mercari, I always take like $1 or $2 off. So let's say I've got a shirt that I'm trying to sell for, $30 over on eBay. I'll usually mark it down to like 28 over on mercari because I don't have to pay any fees or anything over there. And the people on mercari, it seems to me like your average shopper on mercari likes to spend less. So I just offer a little and I also don't do as big of discounts and on my offers over on mercari. So I try to make the price look more like my bottom biscuit basic price, which I don't know if that helps or doesn't help. I don't sell a whole lot of stuff on mercari. I sell maybe 2 or 3 things a week. I mean, that and Grailed are my slowest selling apps. So it's really no butter off my biscuit either way. The only downside is that if this change happens, am I going to have to go back through every single one of my listings and raise the price up? God, that sounds like a nightmare. So that I'm not looking forward to if that's going to happen. You guys don't have mercari, Joanne, in Canada. That's interesting. Back to normal. Yeah. Glad I didn't lower my prices on mercari, just accepted reasonable offers. Well, coffee lady, you did the right thing because I did not. I have been putting everything for $1 or $2 less. So that being said, do I really care? I don't know, because I don't sell much over there anyways. eBay, then Posh, then mercari for me. Yeah, for me, it's eBay and Depop usually, and then Posh, and then mercari and Grailed. However, Depop's been weird. This last week and a half's been really strange. Does running a sale on Depop help? Yeah. So I consistently run a sale over on Depop. So I let when I put a new listing up, I let it sit for about 24 hours. After 24 hours, I put it on a 10% off sale. Because if you do 10% off on Depop, it will automatically send an offer to anyone that has liked that item. So I do 10% off on the weekdays, and then usually on Fridays and Saturdays, I'll run a quick 15% off 48-hour sale over there. So Depop, they like to see that low. This is what they see. So let me just show you. Over on Depop, this is what people like to see. When they go to your closet, they want to see, oh, we got an offer in a second, you guys. I should tend to this real quick here. So I'm asking 16. They want to offer 12. That'd be $3 and it'd be $4 off, which is 1, 2, 3, 80 cents, 40 cents different. Yeah, that's fine. This is me doing my math in my head. I got that shirt for $1, so sounds great. Okay. All right. So this is what people like to see. So when they go to your wall, if you run a sale, they'll see the little percentage off there, and they're just more likely to shop your closet. Now, when I have new items up, I wait, like I said, usually 24 hours. Now, if you bump your listings, they don't stay, nothing on Depop stays in order. Like their closet mechanism is janky at best. But I usually do 10% off and then 15% off on the weekends. If I'm trying to do a closet closeout and it's like close to payday, so if it's like on the 15th or like if it's on the 31st or 1st, or it's like the 14th or 15th, sometimes I'll do a quick like 20 to 25% off anything under $100 just to like clear some stuff out. I was thinking about having it be consistent sale after 48 hours. Yeah, I like to go back and forth, Jewel, because if you go back and forth, you do 10, you do 15, you do 20. Each time you change it, it'll re-push offers out to those people that have liked it. I was curious if they boosted me over the weekend, more people are on it because I had more likes. Yeah, people on Depop generally shop between Thursday and Sunday. Or is it good to take a break? Now, I just keep going all the time. I'm constantly turning that thing off and on. Does Depop generate a lot of sales for you? Yeah, Adrienne, it does. Like usually Depop is tied with eBay for me. However, this last week and a half has been really strange. It's just been kind of dead over there. I don't know what's going on, but usually it's almost exactly the same amount. I have a sale on eBay about to start if it's still uploading. Fantastic. Yeah, because we've got the weekend coming up. Jean, good to see you. All right, you guys, I'm going to jam and jelly. Good to see y'all on here. Today is Thursday, so I will be doing shipping tomorrow. So join me for a shipping video. It'll be more in the morning time. We'll probably do it sometime around like 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10, somewhere in there. But I'll put up a little video. Just click on the little register thing. If you're watching me on, if you're over on YouTubies or you're on IG or FB, I always do a video in the morning letting you guys know when I'm going to be on live. And if you're on TT, you can click on the little register thing to get a reminder. Bye, Tenacious. Good to see you. Little Pickles. Yeah, you guys have a great night. And I will see y'all tomorrow. All right. Peace. All right. And thanks again, by the way, for anybody that has joined us on any of the other places. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow. It's free if you like this kind of stuff. If you don't, I understand. No hard feelings. All right. See you guys later.